And what class is this?
This is English 150. It's Introduction to Literary Studies.
I never used this much technology in an English class. It's always been a traditional write essays, read articles, read stories, read novels, write about them, and then write essays, traditional essay format. But this is completely different.
The teaser video that you made, you might want to rework that a little bit, kind of in conjunction with the web essay that you're doing, or you may be making more videos.
My name's Daniel Anderson. I'm a professor at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. You can imagine most students in an English class could write a character analysis in 2 or 3 pages. What motivates the character? Does she change? So that's really familiar. And then what I'll ask students to do is, okay, let's do that project, but do it in a different medium or using some form of technology.
We are, in a sense, like taking the things that we read, and instead of like the English literature is so consumptive, like we're actually able to produce something that has the same creativity as like the things that we're talking about in literature.
There's consumption and there's production. What about some middle ground where, you know, students make something and then through that process they learn how to better analyze or read other materials that come along in that same vein?
Express myself in video, or expressing words in video, is a lot more different than expressing a thought and writing an essay, just because I feel like with a video, people are not always going to exactly know what you're saying because you can't spell it out directly, so it's a lot more like indirect gestures. The thing is, in text you can say anything you want and you have such autonomy and control in that. It's so expressive and also easily understood, whereas if you're trying to make an abstract point using abstract images, you have to be so much more clear about it. Like you really have to like think in a different way because it's not text, it's not what we've always used.
I love words. I mean, this is where people get put into these like either-or paradigms of you do technology so you don't like, you know, books, or you're making video, you must not like language. Absolutely not. I think that, you know, I love words so much that I want to learn how to use them in these other contexts.
I honestly think that a lot of times having a video is really ideal because it's more interesting, it's more engaging, and you incorporate a lot more senses. Obviously you read to read a paper, but that's not really a visual element, it's just comprehension. Whereas with this you can put a lot more like senses into it. I feel like that draws the reader in.
So you're trying to tell a story, then how do you do it differently through this medium? Or your students are trying to articulate a reading of a story, how can they do that using their voice or using imagery? And so the processes are still the same and you're still conveying similar things, but maybe in a different way. My name's Daniel Anderson. I'm a professor at the University of North Carolina, and I use Camtasia.